This is going to be great fun. First of all, to the subset of PewDiePie's and h3h3's core fan bases, this is not drama. I'm not calling out PewDiePie slash h3h3. I'm not doing a WSJ. I'm not trying to dog on some of the biggest mofos on YouTube to boost my presence. That never works out in the long run, and only people as insufferably dumb as yourselves would ever think it viable. To the other 95% of Pewd slash h3h3's core fanbase that don't attach a fundamental part of their emotional identity to some people on YouTube, leading them to react violently to any criticism of said people, I bid you a warm welcome, fellow 9-year-olds and or vapors. Is it vapors? I don't know. Either way, I invite all feedback and counter-arguments in the comments below. Also, for those of you out there that for some reason feel the need to defend everything that every company does ever, I'm not dogging on free-to-play games or even microtransactions. There are plenty of free games with microtransactions that do it ethically. These ones do not. Quick side note, I'm also aware of the fact that I'm not the first one to point out these problems with these games and these particular YouTubers, but you know, fuck you, this is my hobby and I'll do as I please. PewDiePie's Pixelings is a thing. In fact, it's downright awful and a lovely example of everything that's gross and wrong with mobile gaming. Funnily enough, H3H3 Ball Rider is as well. Though first, let's get a look underneath the piles of rancid shit that are these two games and get a feel for the foundations. Both games are developed by a company called Outerminds based in Montreal, the gaming capital of Canada. Now, if you're like me and have been following this industry for a while, as well as having friends in said region of Canada, you'll know that Games Company in Montreal is about as fucking horrific as bad omens get. At present, the team is made up of 3 co-founders and, as far as I can tell, no one else. So the typical get-out-of-jail-free card that a lot of unethically monetized games have used in the past, namely the "my big daddy owner slash publisher threatened to end my career if I didn't" excuse sure as shit does not apply to the later deluge of shit I'll be throwing their way. At time of recording, they have 5 games under their belt, the 2 mentioned previously, PewDiePie's Tuber Simulator, PewDiePie Legend of the Brofist, and Tadpole Tap. The latter is not relevant today, mainly because it's buggy as fuck and flatly doesn't work. So, realistically, 4 games sponsored by 2 YouTubers over 4 years from a company of 3 dudes in the capital of gaming hell, Canada. At this point, there might be a few of you looking a bit gone out and wondering why I would make this video now. Well, recently I watched PewDiePie's video of himself playing his own game Pixelings. Itself perfectly fine. No, I'm not about to tell him off for self-promotion like I've seen others do. He's actually playing the game at least, so it's certainly more than just an ad. Anyway, back on topic. The 2 things that made my eyebrow rise was firstly, the look of the storefront, and secondly, PewDiePie perpetuating the bullshit industry sidestep line, "It's optional!" More specifically...
Okay, I got some bucks. This is the first time I spent anything in the game. You really don't have to. It's just to show off more stuff.
More on why that's bullshit later. Beyond that, this game does every nasty trick in the book. Loot boxes are here, the single lowest, scummiest, and in many regions now criminal practice of hiding gambling in video games to prey on children and vulnerable adults. Oh, the irony of a PewDiePie game abusing people's fucking mental health for money. The age-old practice of 2 differing currencies, one purposefully useless and only exists to be showered on the player to provide a false sense of victory and progression, while the other one that actually does shit is earned at a drip-fed rate to try and chip away at your patience, to chalk up cash or donate time and personal data to lower life companies. Also helps that these bucks help hide the real cost of what you're buying for said bucks, but I'm sure that was no drive behind any premium currency in any game ever. There's packs too! Look guys, 4x value! It's 4x guys! Ignore the fact that it isn't because you're just redeeming digital token entries into a fucking database. And the cost of these fucking tokens is arbitrarily set by the developer. It's 4x value! Ah yes, and finally in a world where the season pass has evolved thanks to Ubisoft and Epic fucking Games, the monthly subscription. No way, it's $100 per day and a rainbow name, all for, wait, what? How fucking... $7.49 a month? You mean $89.88 per year? Sweet holy mother of fuck. So while that sinks in, H3H3 Ball Rider. Just as bad really. While lacking the absurd monthly subscription, it still has the exact same manipulative currency setup and loot boxes, but with a twist. Yes, much like that shit-awful excuse of an Elder Scrolls game for mobile, these loot boxes take multiple hours to open, though don't worry your pretty little manipulable head about it. It's all part of the plan. You see, by making you wait an absurd amount of time for no reason other than go fuck yourself, we can sell you the ability to unlock the thing early. So we've ditched the insane monthly subscription for something even more predatory. Quick side note, I was in the middle of editing this very video and noticed I was missing some screenshots. I went back into PewDiePie Pixelings to go and get those screenshots, and it turned out that the game also has timed opening loot boxes. I just didn't know the first time around. So, A, apologies for this awkward side note and my lack of thorough research in the first place, and B, sorry for thinking that this game couldn't possibly get any worse. Again, woe the irony! The cherry on the proverbial shit cake in all of this is the voice lines. These three knew what these games did while they were in production. Jesus, H3H3 provides some very direct pointers to the loot box system's bullshit. Again, this isn't a takedown. I still like these three and their videos. My boyfriend and I will still watch them together like the 9-year-olds we really are. This is more a request for these three to do better. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, you three are hypocritical, unethical fuckwits that make entertaining videos.
Okay, I got some bugs. This is the first time I spent anything in the game. You really don't have to. It's just to show off more stuff.
Really, Pewds? Fucking really? The it's optional argument? I cannot believe this needs to be said, especially given how many times Jim fucking Sterling's son has gone over this. It's not fucking optional! You fuck! A company will never put something up for sale unless they actively want you to buy it. That's why there is the haves and has-not economy of cosmetics, the multiple currencies, the ad opportunities, the timer on chests. It's all there to pressure you into spending money.
I'm here to talk about monetization. It's Let's Go Whaling. It is about a summary of a huge bunch of behavioral psychology. So the tricks on how to monetize a game well. Some of you will probably be slightly shocked by all the tricks I have listed here, but I'll leave the morality of it out of the talk. We can discuss it if we have time later. So let's dive right in. Next off, to remind you that the best way to make sure of both your retention and your monetization is to make sure you have enough of an in-game economy in there. The 1,000 up there is actually clearly lowballing it. Top grossing games have in-game economies worth tens of thousands. This one I like a bit better. Hook Habit Hobby. This is a model from Dimitri Dravanov of Flare Games. It's a model for how people progress in a game. The hook is what gets you into the game to try out a free-to-play game. Then you build it into a habit that you play multiple sessions every day. And then at the end, it's the hobby phase where people see it as one of their main hobbies, and they put lots of time and resources into it. Hot State. There's an excellent book about behavioral psychology called Thinking Fast and Slow. This is the fast thinking. I'm telling you that the fast thinking mode is what you want. The slow thinking is your analytical brain. What's 12 times 47? I'm sure all of you can answer that, but you have to start your actual thinking brain to do that. Now, if I say, complete the sentence, bread and everyone's thought, butter. So that's the fast thinking. Our brain works in these two modes, and starting the analytical part of your brain is too much to ask for a spend. How it applies to games is make stuff immediately useful, immediate gratification. Subscription, does anyone recognize the guy? He's the builder from Clash of Clans. The point of this is the builder has a very specific way of working. If you spend your hard currency on this guy, you will only get the benefit from him if you then keep coming back to the game very often. So it drives both retention and monetization. Anchoring is fun. Anchoring means that when we don't know the price of stuff, the first price we hear suggested for it becomes our anchor, and then we compare everything to that. For instance, an iconic example, black pearls. Black pearls, when they first came on the market, no one wanted them because they're dull and black and don't look very nice. The guy who had them told his summer trainee or whatnot to just dump the price of them and get rid of them. The summer trainee understood it wrong and actually hiked the price by 50% or 100%. And then suddenly they became these objects of desire.
Having me open up loot boxes at the beginning that do really well, having easy tutorial levels, the h3h3 ball riders early levels, having the green things add to your time bar way more than the regular game, so that way it seems easier than it's going to be later on. The rainbow names of the special characters you get to see in PewDiePie's Pixelings multiplayer mode, providing a sense of the idea that spending money on microtransactions is the socially acceptable norm, and so therefore you should do it, as that fucking prick in that previous video I just showed explained. It's all the same thing as real money gambling casinos, where they give you free chips and free spins and a couple of really easy minor wins at the very start to get you bigged up and hyped up and feel emotionally charged to spend more money. It's all genuine, just psychology. It's just science, we know this works, and these games also copy it. It's optional in the way that paying huge prices for shit internet in the US is optional. The pressure of being cut off from the modern world is too great for these people, and they have to give into the bullshit oligopoly and get fucked. It's optional to eat, drink, and breathe. It is a hollow argument. Has the point been hammered home enough for you three? I'm not sure, since it's nearly 2020. Current year argument. And people are still fucking saying it. Find some Jim Sterling videos, as well as a talk from one of the nastiest pieces of shit in the industry in the fucking description if you still need more. To reiterate a point I made at the start, I don't hold ill will towards all monetization. When you play a free game, the cost of entry is pressure to spend on microtransactions, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's games out there that do it really well. Steppy Pants, for example. You can earn free stuff, you can even watch ads to boost your acquisition of free stuff. Or you can make a direct transaction rather than the true value obscuring bullshit of premium currencies to buy outfits instead. These games are just grossly monetized and only continue to feed into the ever-growing list of reasons why mobile gaming is just flatly awful and devoid of any real creativity. Given what has been said by Ethan, Ela, and Felix in the past, it adds a layer of hypocrisy to all this too.
Maybe I'm not the right person to criticize loot boxes, because I personally have zero interest in them. I find them extremely repetitive, boring. I don't see the appeal in virtual clothing, okay? It just seems like something not that appealing. But EA was sitting down at a meeting, doing their quarterly finances, and trying to brainstorm ideas on how to get more money. How can we squeeze more money out of our customer? How about we make our own distribution platform, cutting off Steam and making the general experience of accessing our games a giant chore? Genius. That's genius. But not evil enough. How can we make people pay $69.99 instead of $54.99? Well, we'll give them the Elite Edition. Those idiots will love it. But not evil enough. What about day one DLC? Not evil enough. What about a season pass? Not evil enough. Okay, I got it. Once they spent £69.99, they'll spend even more on loot boxes.
Except when you're making money, Pewds. Then it's okay, Pewds. Then there's all the appeal in the world, Pewds. To conclude, the three of you should frankly feel ashamed. In my opinion, feedback and counter-arguments in the comments. You need to take greater care with what you're slapping your face on in the future. As for Outerminds, fuck off. I'm not going to be as lenient with you. You're scum. You live and breathe this industry. You're a fucking part of it. You know the length, breadth, and effect of the systems you put in your own fucking game on a level only people like you and I understand. You're not creators of art. You're barely creators. You're creators of predatory, scummy, celeb-branded, hollow fucking products. You're an embarrassment not only on the industry, not only on the medium, on art itself. Fuck off and come back when you can see more in your shallow fucking existence than just money.
I don't give to the big issue seller, cause he's probably on heroin. I walk past him with a grin, and if I can I kick his dog. No, I don't give to the busker, he's talentless and lazy. He's ruining the country, I think he should get a job. Instead I give my money to Walmart for its tax evasion, Primark for its child labour, Mexico for the next invasion. Don't give a fuck about you. Give my money to the millionaires, I give my money to the millionaires, give all my money to